So here we are, is it? Is it up? Better late than never. Somebody's suggesting some percussive maintenance, and that's exactly what it took. I took the adapter and just gave up. Fuck you, just smashed it on the table. Bing, up it comes. There must be something inside it, a relay or something physical rather than just, or a chip that's loose or something. A few days of slacking. What's this? You're not talking about me, I hope. All right, where are we? We're upstairs, third floor. I haven't got any preparation done. I spent the last half an hour screwing around with that stupid... Enough, sorry. Actually, just as well, because the work I have to do here today, we're printing more owls, but there's only about 40 minutes worth of work. But there's going to be a bunch of preparation here because I didn't have time to do that. So you normally don't get to see this part, so today it's going to be a bit different. This is the paste we're going to be using. So. I'm not mature, but I want to watch anyway. Oh, I think Soka. The channel still has a warning for mature viewers only. I should take that off. We had that when we were working on that octopus print, a print with a mature theme. That's not been happening recently, so I should take the mature warning off the channel if I remember later on today. Sorry about that. Maybe we're scaring people away. We're doing more owls, of course, the owl print. The orders just don't stop. And the way we've been doing it, I know many of you know about Haimi-san, the young girl, who's been one of our main printers for a few years now, 5 years since she came to us 5 years ago. And a few months ago, she came to us with the news that she's pregnant, so she has backed off all heavy work. I think it's a bit too soon to do that, but it's her choice, not my choice, of course. So. She's backed off all heavy work, meaning as in bang, 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 bang. She's doing light touch work. So we're splitting up these owls. I do the first two impressions, the heavier work on the background, and she comes in and does the lighter work, the small color areas. So she and I have been chewing through all the orders for the owls. And she's coming this morning at, I guess, 10 o'clock, 10:30, about 2 hours from now, and I haven't finished. I was supposed to finish this last night, but I just gave up. So these are what I'm going to do today. There's 40 sheets of the owl print in here with one impression of the background color done. Party reservation and a question. Just a second. Just a second. So what we've got happening here this morning is I've got 40 sheets in here with the first color done. The first impression done on the owl, a very light blue. I'm going to come in and put a darker one, a second impression on top of it now. I've got to get it done before she gets here. So we get a bit of blue and a bit of black. A bit of paste in there wouldn't hurt either, I think. Try to bind it together a bit. Not sure about the color we've got. It's Owl Friday. Is that it's owls every day here. I just put too much black in it, so I've got to wash it out. Hang on a second. I've got to go over the sink. Back in 1 minute. Excuse me. Sorry about that. No shit. So you can add pigment, but you can't subtract it, obviously. It looks black in the bowl, but it's actually a deep blue. It's pretty hard to tell sometimes. Another one. It's going to be a day. It's going to be a day. Okay. So you went back and watched it, did you? I talked yesterday about when I made a small mistake during the course of yesterday's stream. No, nobody replied to me at the moment that I said that. But obviously, what this person's done here. Where are you? Hakka. I don't know how to pronounce it. You went back and watched it. How many times did it take you to watch it before you found it? It's an easy mistake to fix. I just print out the thin Gampi again. Just take that little piece of it and just paste it on top. It doesn't matter at all. Or just do it by eye. It's a tiny bit piece. Just do it by eye. Yeah, at the very top. It's the pommel at the top of the sword. I just rubbed with my finger a tiny bit too hard. And we were a bit too soon. It was still quite too wet. I should have waited just a bit more. Good catch again. I'm curious how long it took you to catch it, though. It was over in a split second, I rubbed it with my finger, and a split second later, I covered it with my hand. Better get the paper ready. And if I hadn't mentioned it, I don't think anybody would notice, but whatever. Let's have fun with these things. So. Okay, here we go. 40 sheets. This is not Not going to be very interesting today, but whatever. It's work. A mistake a day, is that the rate we're running at about? I do have it under control, but I will. Okay, here we go. The other day we did a batch of these, a few days ago. I wipe away the blue here. Somebody's asking me why I do this, Then I handed in the prints. Excuse me. Aimi-san took over, and she complained about how much blue I left in the corner. So I told her, Twitch thinks it's okay. And she's like, well, you can guess what her reaction is. So. I guess this paper makes a lot of noise in the microphone. I'm sorry, it's just part of the work here. Here we are, deepened up nicely. We'll get a comparison, I guess. There's just with the one light blue, and then we've deepened it up. I think I might go a bit more. No, I enjoy the owls. It's fine. It's happy to be making prints that people are going to be enjoying. I mean, this is the goal of what we're doing here, How much could I do before I really would get sick of it? I don't know. I mean, if you asked me to do 3,000 of these things, whatever, I'd get charged up, get some music playing or something, and go for it. Other people in the workshop be chatting. You can do it. That's our job. You gotta be kidding. What's gonna be going on today? Excuse me a sec, I gotta check this. These aren't all for today, are they? For Sunday, for today, and for something now, 29th of December. I also see I've got the audio. Parties, parties, parties. Any reason I'm not carving the RPG series today? Because this is a priority. That's the way our work goes here. Everything gets bumped and shuffled and moved around depending on the priority gets assigned every day. Over the last few days, there's been many, many, many orders for these owls. And they've got to be fulfilled. We're talking about gifts. People are buying these for presents and stuff. We can't fool around. Once we publicize this product and put it for sale, we have to fulfill. Also, I have to, of course, fulfill the subscription print, but that's still down the road. So you just keep punting. You push things down the road and just keep at it. We don't have enough printers. There's nothing else to say. We're desperately, desperately short of printing talent. Could be a bit darker. What do you think? Maybe. After you print the key blocks, color blocks, do you wash them? No, I know. Actually, I got to qualify that. When I finish this block here, I just let it sit. Bang, it's done. Because we're not putting anything on it that isn't water soluble. it's just this pigment and paste, and most of it gets wiped off when you take the impression. Sometimes we might do this, we'll go around the outside where some of the pigment is built up, we'll wipe it off and whatever. But there's no need to take it to the sink and wash it off. But having said that, sometimes when we use the pigment, we put glue inside the pigment. And those blocks, after we finish that, we have to wash that off. Because that glue is not really water soluble later, it glues like glue. And it's really difficult to get off later. So those blocks we wash. But in general, for our daily work, doesn't need it. And there's no way you can wash out the color. This is a blue block. If I decided, for example, we're going to want a yellow sky here, we're out of luck. There's no way, because that blue is deep in the pores of the wood. And it'll just keep coming out blue and blue and blue, no matter how many times we wash this block. So there's no way we could use it for any other color. White balance is off. Yeah, I know. It's just, I'm sorry, if I say it's too much trouble to fix it, that's a bit funny. But the problem here, I'm sitting next to a window with an open sky. I'm sitting under a fluorescent light here, and the room is lit by big white LEDs. So the auto white balance on the camera is just, I don't know, it's freaking out. The iMac does better. So here, if I show you this now, under this part, this is a much better indication of the true color. For one thing, it can't see the sky and it can't see the fluorescent light, this camera.このにちは。今日はどのようにしていますか？スリですね。I don't know how much you're asking. Do I have a sample? ちょっと待って。この絵のスリです。6回スリですが、今机にあるものは2回目ですね。裏の空の背景です。Oh, there was a question, wasn't there? Okay, give me a sec. Let me just get this one done then. I'll try to remember to get to the question. Doesn't pigment build up and eventually clog the key block? No, because we wipe it off each time. I know what the brush does when you're moving it around. Hang on a second, let's try. Okay, an impression like this, the pigment is now gone from this part of the wood. It's absolutely gone. If we get another piece of paper and print it here, nothing comes up because the pigment's gone. So this one now, over 95% of it, the pigment's gone, and about, 10% of it, whatever they add up, right? The pigment is still there. So on something like a key block, the amount of pigment that's gone is maybe 10% because the background's all still there. So you can rub the brush around and it picks up from the back area, spreads over the lines, and you can print it again. But here, because most of the pigment has now disappeared, been transferred to the print, I need to add more every time for a color block. But on a key block, we're picking up from all the in-between areas, and you don't need to add it every time. But I forgot, there's a question. 2 things, 3 things at once. There's more than one question, but anyway, let's have a look. Oh, you answered on the stream. Do I wash the blocks? Done. Oh, a generic question. Do I have any ideas for a new series? I can't even think of such a thing. We are flooded with work. There's a million ideas for new things to do. But at the moment, It's just not on the radar, not on the horizon. We talked about this on one of these streams the other day. What would I do, or what will I do when I finally get enough staff at Mokuhankan here to take the jobs off my hands? Yeah, I'd like to do a series of woodblock prints about Japanese festivals. We were showing some sample images on the stream. Japanese festivals. There's so many with beautiful, I don't know, what's the word, carts and dances and really colorful costumes, and that would be a series to kill for. From the treasure box you got a while back, why were the prints so rare? What are we talking about here? Oh, I know what you mean. You mean when we got that auction box from the Barons. Okay, I get what you're talking about. Okay. Just so everybody else knows, there's a question here about pigments rare. And we got an auction. We won an auction a few years ago for some old tools, and in the box there were also some older pigments. And I'm not sure that I used the word incredibly rare, but they're pigments that are very, very difficult to come by. And it's the same thing. Our supply chain is broken. There are so few people making traditional woodblock prints that over the years the suppliers have just caved in one by one and disappeared. When there were hundreds of workshops in town, there were, dozens of supply shops in town. And now that there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, however you count them, workshops in town, none of the supply chain can survive. So there is nobody making, creating, selling, wholesale, distributing things like the traditional pigments that we used to use. So when I say those things were incredibly rare, what I mean is they're things that we just can't go to the shop and buy anymore. So a batch of pigments from an older workshop is a real treasure for us. And actually that was 3 odd years ago. Most of those now are gone. We've used them up, unfortunately. That's the thing about finding a bunch of old pigments, is that's it. They just get used, An old tool, you can keep using it, but pigments are gone. I'm happy with this. I think it'll be okay. What's the question? You put pigments on top of pigments when we print. Oh, la. We use our pigments in a... where to start? We have a very small repertoire of pigments. And again, we've answered this. We have a couple of different kinds of blue, a cool and a warm blue, a red, sort of cool and a warm red, a yellow and a black, and a vermilion. That's pretty much all we use. So we do some mixing in the bowl. Like I'm at Amy-san's bench, and it's the green she has here in the bowl. We didn't buy this green. She has obviously made it from 1 or 2 of our blues, a bit of yellow, maybe put a bit of black in there, I think. It's quite dark green. So she's mixed this before starting printing in the bowl. So there's a block carved for the green, and she's going to print the green. The other way to do this is we've got maybe 2 blocks. Maybe there's a yellow block and a blue block. And the green appears in the finished print because those 2 pigments layer up on top of each other. So that's the 2 basic ways that we end up with mixed and blended colors. That's going to happen in this owl. I'm not sure, whatever, I'm sure you see it down in the corner here. The blue base covers this whole area. And over there's going to be a light brown and a light green. And they change tints depending on what's underneath them. So mixing pigments happens 2 places. In a bowl before we start printing, or in the paper after we overlay 2 different colors. I guess I should have mentioned all the pigments, with the exception of the black, everything is transparent. So whenever there's one color on the paper, another color coming on top can never kill it. It can never make it opaque. The bottom color always shows through. Very nice. Very happy with this. Oh, I haven't been following, sorry. It's disappearing off the page here. Too much, sorry. CMYK. Nothing to do with what we do. It's nothing to do with CMYK at all. CMYK uses just 4 colors, and on the paper, when you're finished this CMYK, printing press thing, something that's done by CMYK, there's a green. Well, your brain may think it's a green, but it's not. If you look close, you're seeing yellow and blue dots side by side. There's no blending of the colors except in your brain. Here it's different. This is a physical blend. Or there's tiny dots of blue particles and yellow particles ground together. If you go microscopically, could you still see blue and yellow? I don't have any idea. But it's a green substance that goes into the paper. And in the CMYK, there's no green substance going onto the paper. In that factory, they don't have buckets of green pigment. They've only got blue and yellow. We're in for some noise now. It's the same construction 2 doors down, and they've blocked off the street today. They've been preparing obviously for the past couple of hours, and now they're going to be pouring concrete. So they've got the concrete pump truck out there, lines of concrete trucks waiting to dump off their stuff. So that's going to be it from now on. I'm sorry, the noise out there. What's the question? Synthetic. I'm not sure what you mean. Do I use synthetic? Are you talking about what? Pigments and something? Synthetic pigments. I don't quite know what that means. I know. If you know about how the stuff is sort of sourced, back in the, whatever, pre-industrial days, Edo period, Medo period, whatever, Edo period for the most part, almost all the pigments they were using were, I know, we have a sound in the background here. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It's Cameron has arrived. He's been experimenting with different commuting times. His train's been too crowded. So, how was the commuting life this morning? No better.
Crowded.
Yeah.
Not much earlier today.
No, but at least you got a short trip, you know.
Yeah.
You could be living in Ome and do 2.5 hours like that.
I don't know how, but something like that.
We're in for a noisy day today. The concrete, they're pouring concrete, I see, in the new shop.
Yeah.
Have they blocked up the street? I saw the big concrete truck out there.
Yeah, they were just putting cones out now. So.
What about, have they blocked our front door though? Because if they are, we got
to. Fine.
Okay, because when I went out there was 3 trucks and you couldn't even, they put up on the sidewalk and I couldn't even get into our front door actually. So.
Oh, they've moved out.
They've moved out, yeah.
Yeah.
8:30, yeah. The rule is, anything in the morning, up to 8 o'clock or so. Construction that disrupts commercial activities has to be done before 8 o'clock.
Wow.
Well, of course, common sense, of course,
Yeah. They do it in the middle of the night?
Yeah, exactly. You either disrupt customers in shops or you disrupt sleepers. There's no other option.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, getting ready for getting ready for Amy. She's coming in this morning. So we got a busy stream today. I can't keep up with all the questions actually. So. It says a bit early for Cameron. Yes, I told you he's on experimenting with different commuting times, trying to find an imaginary best time.
An imaginary best time, yeah, pretty much. Don't think there's really one, but.
Pigments and mineral. We saw somebody's mentioning mineral. The pigments on the desk here today, they're nearly all mineral pigments, what they call ganryo, gansai enogu in Japanese. And in the old days, back in Edo times, they didn't exist. And it was mostly pigments that were taken from, I can't say natural, what's the word? I don't know. Vegetable origin, not meaning vegetables in terms of potatoes, but meaning, plant. They were plant matter. I know they might get some kind of tree bark and boil it and get a color from it and stuff like this. And the pigments were soft and beautiful, but they were, of course, extremely fugitive. Expose it to light and they're gone in days and weeks and months and whatever. And that's why nowadays when they're exhibiting so many of the old prints in an exhibition or something, you do it with very, very low light, and the print can only be on display for a few days before they put it away, because the prints are extremely fugitive. Back in that era, they didn't care. There wasn't art for hanging on the wall. It was just printing for a few days and throw it away. In modern times, people want more stability. It's being made now as artworks. So they've made a trade-off. Instead of those beautiful soft colors that come from all the boiled up leaves or whatever they are, they're now mineral pigments, which are harder and grittier, but they're much more resistant to fading. You still got to be careful. You couldn't put one of our prints in bright sunlight because it's going to disappear in weeks, the same as anything would. But in general use and away from direct sunlight, our prints, modern printed matter, will survive much longer. There's a hair there somewhere. Wonder where that came from. Ha ha ha. The tool, the Baren, why do I keep turning it? Actually, let me finish this print, hang on. The tool is the Baren, and actually I can answer today. We got a present yesterday from our Baren maker, a new Baren, which I was sort of thinking about using this morning, but I thought I'd leave it, let Emi-san get the first pleasure. But there's a picture inside here. The guy sends them to us with a picture so we can, Okay, can I do this? Here's the, our tool. When you turn it over, this is just bamboo sheath. And what's inside looks like this. If I can do it without... You see the coils, twisted coils. And that's also made of tiny thin pieces of the same bamboo sheath. He peels it into tiny thin strips, weaves them, braids them, comes up with a coil which goes round and round and round and round and round. So it's the bumps of this coil. Will it focus? I think it's focusing, right? I can't quite tell. It's the bumps of that coil that provide the printing action. Oh, he's good. Put his pamphlet here. Okay, this will help. Good. Wonderful. Here we go. Not sure if this will show or not. This is his catalog. You get what's happening here. He can braid the coil in many, many different ways. So look at the one étonné. Look at the one at the top. There's very few bumps. So you can only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bumps. So it's going to give strong power. Look at the one second from the bottom. The many more bumps. So you rub it across the back of the paper and it's much less power. So we order a bunch of different ones, braided a different way to suit different jobs. And this guy's backed up for, I don't even know how long right now. We must have ordered this, not a year ago, but getting on for a year ago, I think. And we better get some more on order because anything we order now, it just takes him so long to make. Now my block is totally dry. Yeah, the 2-year waiting guy, yeah. I can't say 2, I said 2 years at some point. I don't think it's 2 years now, but it's a long time. They just take an insane length of time to make. Oh, I think also I heard the question, so hang on a sec. Another order, thank you. Questions, so many questions. One is a repeat question. Going back to think about the glue. I said, do I wash the blocks? I said, no. Then I said, unless we put glue in the pigment. And his question is now, but you're putting glue in every time. No, this is paste. This is just like a wheat paste, rice paste, very light. It just disappears. Having my breakfast here, sorry. If we put real glue, like Nikawa glue, Bond, sticky rich glue, real glue, in here sometimes to give the pigment much more body. And if we let this sit, after we come back, it's rock hard and it's spoiled, we got to throw it away. And the same would happen with the block. So don't confuse paste and glue. Sorry, and whatever, the words to some people mean the same thing. Here, paste is this soft substance we're using to help richen up the pigment mix, and glue is glue. I'm probably not going to get this finished now before she gets here. I was supposed to bang through this in like 30 minutes. Doesn't matter, it's okay. Yeah, very nice. As far as making those Baren tools, there's one guy now who it's his main job. He can't make a living doing this because there's so few people ordering them. So he teaches doing it, and it's become sort of a hobby thing. Retired guys, they quit Toyota at 65 or whatever, look for something to do. They're making woodblock prints for fun, and those old guys will make their own Barens. So he makes Barens for a living. Excuse me. He makes Barens, but teaches how to make them as well. And then our young girl, Ami-san, whose bench this is, she apprenticed with him for a few years. So she now has her own Baren making skill, but of course there's no money in it, so that's why she's working here as a printer. And then other younger printers, Yamamoto-kun, the boy who's working for us over at the Kubota workshop. He's been doing most of our great wave printing recently. Kubota-san, the old printer there, is teaching him how to make Barens, because in the old days, quite a lot of it, the printers made their own. So Yamamoto-san, he's training and practicing to make his own Barens. Work in your spare time in the evening, Oh, but there was a question that got sidetracked, wasn't there? Somebody was asking me, why do you keep turning this thing? Why do I keep turning it every now and then? You saw those dots, those projections on the coils. And if we didn't turn this, the projections on the coils are in the same place on the skin every time. And it wears out quickly. But if I turn it every now and then, the projections hit different places. Can we get a right angle here? You can see some, there you are. You can see some wear and tear. It's difficult to see. There's some holes starting to develop, and this skin is waiting to be replaced. Not much more life in it. Not the Baren itself, the covering skin. What's this? The paste helps to keep the paper. No, sorry, that's not what the paste is for. The paste is to give the pigment some body and smoothness. This is just water. It's powder and water. It just gets blotchy everywhere. Mixing it with the paste makes it into a smooth layer that spreads across the block, fills all the little cracks and crannies, and gives me a smooth impression. It's not actually for bonding anything at all. Very nice. So the coils last for a very, very long time, exactly, lifetime really, and the covers get replaced daily depending on the job. If I was doing this background all day long, absolutely, I'd do a cover in the morning and one in the afternoon. Concrete, concrete. Cameron-san, are you there? Downstairs. Can you? I know when the girl skater Teiko-san and whoever it is today, I don't know, Teiko-san, In the print party reservations a few minutes ago, there's an extra reservation for today at 10 o'clock. So once she does come, please let her know that whatever's on the schedule downstairs is not up to date. So I think it's one more person just added to the 10 o'clock party. Yeah, there's already a party there, just it's now going to have more people. So. She may be watching on her phone, I don't know. We see a close-up. The print is on the website. It's at, if you go to Mokuhankan, well, I'll just type it in here. Hang on. Oh, somebody's beat me to it. Okay, thank you. I should learn better than that. Leave it to Twitch. Have you had any spare time to check the images I sent you? Oh, no, I haven't. I'm sorry. I was working last night till you don't want to know what time, and I'm working this morning from you don't want to know what time, so I'm sorry. I don't actually quite know who you are, but I haven't had whatever. I'm on triage, you know. If there's stuff in my inbox that's not absolutely critical to our work, I'm just not looking at it. I'm sorry. I know I don't want to be impolite. But right now here in this autumn season, there's nothing I can do. I know. I'm sorry. So, God, yeah, okay, I'll try and take a look at it later today. It's a Spanish name, isn't it? Spanish or okay. I know they're in the inbox. There's a bunch of stuff up there 3 or 4 days back, but I'm sorry. You know, I've been encouraging people, send me your stuff, let me see it. But right now, it's just kind of difficult. So is there someplace else to see these? I mean, somebody's looking into my inbox? How are you guys seeing this? All of that was hand carved. We got a paper defect. This one's going to be spoiled. I don't know if this will show or not. Near my finger there. Focus. So you can see it came up as a white line there. Didn't show when we were just looking at the sheet of paper, but the blue wouldn't go in there because there's a bunch of paper fibers all clumped together. And where will this be? No, it won't be covered. Oh, it might be covered by, no, it won't be covered by anything else. So we're done. This one's dead, but we keep it in the stack. Thank you, Mr. Papermaker. Whatever. Win some, lose some. Ah, the Facebook fan group. Okay, sorry about that. So, God. Am I able to see that stuff if I go to that page myself? Do we have to be a member or something? Or sorry for my ignorance there. I don't know how that works. So no. Can anybody on Facebook see it, or do you have to join that particular group? Or it's a closed group. You have to join the group with a Facebook user. I mean, look, wait. Well, I'm on Facebook, so. Another order. We know what that order's for. The wave sound, of course, signifies an order for the wave, and we are now officially in trouble on that. I think there's 7 or 8 or 9 left, and that's it. The next ones we have now, we won't be able to get them ready till January. So I'm going to have to close the order page this afternoon or tomorrow. So instead of an order page for the Great Waver, it's going to be an expression of interest page. Sorry fans, we're out of them. We can only make 40 or 50 per month. If you'd like one, please leave your name and we'll call you when the next batch is ready. It's going to have to switch to that system now. So. Because we're done. We just can't keep up to them, so we're done. I was chatting about that in the shop yesterday with somebody. He said, it's simple, just put the price up. Supply and demand. It's a no-brainer. Put the price up. And no way. It's almost too wet. Let's see, it might be okay. It's okay. Where am I? Halfway through. I'm not getting very productive this morning here. We've been at this for an hour and I've only got 20 sheets done. God. Who can I blame it on? I'm sitting here chewing with a microphone, sorry. Bad behavior, Nick, sorry. The concrete seems to have settled down. Is that all they were doing, maybe? Just putting a floor in or something, maybe. Who knows? Somebody's carving while Dave is printing. Just don't send me your blocks. It really is cool, though, actually, to see, people. I don't know you guys specifically, but it really is cool to see people interested in this and trying it and doing some carving and doing some printing. It really, really is cool to see this happening. I mean, no way am I anyway sarcastic about this. It's fantastic. My block looks like a dog chewed on it, just like my first one. Okay, no problem. Cameron's that?
Yes.
I got this cool notification just now from Facebook.
What's that?
I don't want to talk about it on the stream, but have a look at this.
Okay.
I didn't think they did things like this.
Now everyone's going to be definitely wondering what's going on. Huh.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah. I haven't. That's cool, though.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
I don't have two identities. I'm just,
Yeah. Just a friendly reminder.
Friendly reminder in case I forget.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope to get to a high enough level to work in Dave's business. Go for it. I know, again, with no sarcasm or anything. Go for it. Go for it. We all started at the beginning. My first prints were just such a joke. You'd laugh. This guy's never going to make it. Give it a break. Just take up something else, is what anybody would have said, Just takes time. Jed's poking in here, so Jed's worried, he's like 30-something and I'm 60-something, so Jed's thinking, oh my God, I've only got a few years left before Dave's gone. I got to get my next generation ready, Good idea. Go for it. Go for it. Of course, common sense, you know. Mokuhankan, my outfit, may be here in the future, may not be here in the future. If Jed wants to keep making wood-bought prints, he's got to have a plan B in place. So. It should work the other way around though too. I work a lot with Jed, these heroes and stuff, but I have no plan B. If Jed quits, what am I going to do? So I should do the same thing, eh Jed? We're allowed to talk to other people, is that the deal? Actually, I think Jed dropped in here this morning expecting to see me carving the key block for, next year's series, the first one. And he's come here and he sees all of a sudden, oh my God, more owls. They're back with the concrete. That was just a break, I guess, till another truck arrived or something. No idea. It seems like it's a new restaurant they're building. I hope it's tasty. Very nice. Actually, I was going to answer that. The guy's saying, hope it's not a McDonald's. And I was about to say, well, it couldn't be because there's 3 blocks away. And then I realized that doesn't make any difference because at the moment, there's a new, we have a Lawson convenience store. Go to our front door, 2 short blocks away. It's been there for a few years. And there's construction now along the street here, nothing to do with the construction that we're hearing this morning. There's construction along the street, and it turns out that that's a new Lawson, closer than the one that's 2 blocks away. Talk about saturation. There's, of course, 7-Elevens everywhere, and a new one of those opened up just about 2 months ago, over right beside Sensoji Temple. I mean, right beside it. It's the next building. When you come up to Sensoji Temple, if you stand up there doing your praying wood, if you look to the left now, you can see a 7-Eleven now. And there must be some deal where Sensoji has they're allowed to tell them what to do, though the 7-Eleven hasn't used its normal sign. What is it? It's red and green is their colors? So their sign out front of this one is black and white because you can't use Happy Christmas colors near the temple. Instead, it looks like funeral colors, black and white. So the 7-Eleven looks like a funeral outfit. And I think it's a mistake. They should just embrace the history here, because if you read the books, going back, whatever, in the pre-war period, the area around the temple here, it was an entertainment district. And entertainment, I mean, it was theaters and jugglers, magicians, people setting up stalls, women working around the back behind the temple and stuff. 7-Eleven with red and green sign, that's nothing. The funeral 7-Eleven, I don't think it'll be on Google Maps, Google car, because I don't think the car can get down that little narrow back street there, but That's, what is it, 3 out of the 4 groups? One more group, about 10 sheets left, no problem. Really, really slow going here this morning. Is that a bin of water? This is water down here, yeah. This is the water we use for, doing the paper moistening and all that stuff. So it's a water bucket with what we call a mizubake, water brush. Giant brush of water in the plastic envelope. It's a water bucket. Plastic there's a plastic pack up here. The prints are coming out of it and going into it. For normal production work, we got 2 packs. What we call the front pack, maebako, the box here. Prints come out of here, get printed, and they go off to the left here. I've got a whole extra table over here. I'm not using it. If I was doing a production run of 200 prints, in, out, in, out, in, out. But today I'm just sneaking him out of here and putting him back in, sneaking him out, putting it back in, and getting it ready. Because Ayumi-san is going to move over here next. So. She's coming soon. I'll be done before she gets here. I guess it's okay. She'll have these finished tonight. They'll go to Ome tomorrow, and they'll be out of here. No, today's Friday, so they'll be going to Ome over the weekend, and Monday they'll be on their way out to the world. So these sheets of paper that you see me printing now, they'll be finished. The print itself will be finished later this afternoon. They'll be dried overnight, and sometime on Saturday or Sunday we'll give them to the parcel company. They take them to our Ome workshop. The girls on Monday morning working there will receive the package, pack them all into their normal storyboards and stuff like that, and get them off to the waiting orders. And I don't think this group is all sold out yet, but whatever. They will be any minute now, so it doesn't matter. So. And as far as what I'll be doing next, today's Friday, nay, Saturday. Almost certainly what I'll be doing tomorrow morning in the stream is I'll be back down at my carving bench, carving the first print in next year's subscription series. I hope I'm not doing owls, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, as somebody's saying, the bags just get frozen overnight. So we fold it up, it goes in the freezer overnight. And I remember this morning, while I was getting ready for my own stream this morning, about 7 o'clock, 7:30, I took the bags out of the freezer for the people who are working here today. Just one today, Suga-san. For anybody who's just joined, the noise you hear in the background, it's a concrete pumping truck. There's a new restaurant opening up soon down the street, and they're doing major renovations. Yeah, the freezer is upstairs where I am. I'm on the 3rd floor now. That's where the freezer is. This one I'm doing now didn't need freezing. Ayumi-san moistened the paper yesterday afternoon. I came in yesterday evening, did the first light blue color. I didn't freeze it overnight. Now I'm doing the dark blue. She'll finish the print today. So it was all pretty much done in 24 hours. And it's already chilly weather, so we didn't need to freeze this one. All right, what do we got left here? Almost at the end of the work here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets left, and then it's me downstairs. I'm on shop duty today, bookkeeping duty today, party duty for the 1 o'clock party. And I got to get some tracing ready for Chonsan. He's in the middle of carving the first of the boss fights, and he's now ready for some of the detailed tracings. I forget the first print in the boss fight series. What's it called? I can't remember. The main bulk of the color shapes are carved now, and now he needs detailed tracings taken from Jed's Photoshop file. So for the fire and smoke and stuff like that. Camellia oil. So we have a little spray bottle here with a bit of camellia oil in it. I just sprayed a tiny touch of it on the bottom of this thing. Although that skin is now officially dead. With 3 sheets left, I'm not going to tie it now, but it's dead. You won't see it again. The tool itself, this is a lifetime tool. It's going to last my lifetime and next craftsman and next craftsman. But the cover, it's daily, as I said. If I was doing this work all day, I'd get one in the morning and tie it at noon, do it for the afternoon. It's disposable. But the Baren itself will last a lifetime, easily. The advantage about the camellia oil as opposed to some other kind of oil is it's interesting. It doesn't go rancid. Other kinds of vegetable oil or easily obtainable oils like that, they go smelly. And this one, of course, it seems to also disappear in the back of the paper. If we use some kind of machine oil or whatever, it starts to blur and blot into the washi. It's interesting. This just seems to have the right characteristics. It doesn't hurt the paper. It doesn't go smelly. We're not exactly lathering a lot of it on there, but it is oil. It's a paper defect there, and once we finish the print, get my microscope out. It's a bit of chitty bark in the paper there. It's on top, so I think I'll be able to get it off, which is why we allowed this sheet to go through. Is that it? No, 2 sheets left. Very nice. Amy-san's going to have no trouble making nice prints with that today. Okay, here we go, last one. So, last sheet today, just coming up just now. This is, of course, if you don't know, this is the owl print, our gift print for this year. Doing another batch of 40 today. Haven't been doing 40 every day, orders are coming in. This will keep up with the orders we expect for the next couple of days now. And the Christmas orders are probably going to peak somewhere around next week, so you'll see me doing this again sometime, probably next week, but who knows, we'll see. Tomorrow's stream won't be owls. Tomorrow's stream will be carving back downstairs on the second floor. I'll be carving on the first print of next year's subscription series. That'll be tomorrow's work, and probably for the next couple of days on that one. Farther than that, I can't see. You haven't heard any doorbells because I'm on the third floor. You can't hear them up here. I'm not in my normal place on the second floor. And the doorbell ringer is right next to my workbench. I'm up on the third floor today, printing. So I hope the staff is there. They're getting ready for print parties as I speak. But you're not going to hear the bell. Okay, there we go. This might be Sugu-san coming up now. She usually comes about 9:30, right? We hear her doorbell ring from downstairs. Oh, it's Aoi. Here it is. Sugu-san and Aoyama-san are coming up. So. Good morning, good morning. So, 今ちょうど終わったところです。So, this is Sugu-san just arriving here. She normally rings my doorbell coming past the second floor, climbing to the third where we are. So, done. Okay. Okay, but something else to show you. We talked about this Baren skin, and as I told you, if I can get the light right here, you can see, look, it's holes, it's torn. It's finished, officially done. Sugi-san, このバレン、今の、なんていうの ?13 番とか、今もう終わったですが、ちょっと開いていいですかお客さんに。
OK です。
これから、
じゃあ来る後で。
まあ、あみさんが、彼女のために私ずっと何だけど、昨日お願いしたんですが、
そうなの
ちょっと時間なかったかなとか、せっかく。Anyway, so let's take the cover off. What do I do? I'll do it where you can't see the camera, right? Okay. She probably wants to use the same string, so I'd better not cut the string. But what I can do is, I can cut this part. Here we go. Okay. She probably wants to use a string again. It's good, tight string, really, really strong, doesn't stretch. Okay, there's her string. Then, what we've got inside. Okay, so there we go. We've cut the front of it. Now, let's go open her up. Baren surgery. So you can see now the cover. Look at, just put that down for a second. You can see the cover. I've been rounding it, spinning it, and those protrusions have been digging into this thing, and they've dug through in a number of places. So this is dead. It was dead yesterday. From the side. And what's inside this thing is this, as I showed you that photograph before. There's the coil, and this is quite a rough Baren. The coil is tied so that the bumps are quite few in number. Now this is not all that there is. This is now two parts. This is two parts. This is the coil itself. It's got a little bit of a paper backing. This is the part that's round, braided and braided and braided and braided and wound and wound and wound and wound. And behind that is what's called the ategawa, the disc. And this looks like a piece of plastic. I'm trying to get the light shining for you. Where's the reflections here? It looks like a piece of plastic, but what it's made of, it's paper, washi paper, about 50 layers. Layered up and up and up and up and up and up and up. Wide ones, small ones, smaller ones, to make a